and these faces are getting old. I said these places and these faces are getting old. So I'm going home. I'm going home.
When I got to high school, I noticed there was all this like media production stuff. And I said, oh, there's a class for this? I can do this in high school now?
It was just an easy decision for me to sign up for Telepro from the beginning. I kind of knew going into high school that was what I was going to do and want to get involved with. And it was just a great space for me to kind of just build up some experience and get some stuff that other people aren't going to have the opportunity to do at that age.
My teachers were Mr. Sheets and Mr. Dewald. And I took the TV production class because I had a growing interest in TV and film production.
I wanted to be a professional sports play-by-play broadcaster. I was willing to, I wanted to hook on with a team, and I wanted to travel with the team and be a part of it year-round. That's what I wanted 24/7.
As soon as I get to the high school, I'm signing up for WHS-TV because I feel like that's going to be my launching point.
Loved movies. I wanted to work in movies. I remember watching a lot of the old movies like Animal House and Breakfast Club and just fell in love with that, fell in love with storytelling, and that was what I wanted to do. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do in it, but I knew that I wanted to entertain people. And so I started the program and kind of found my way from there.
The story of my life, I take her home. I drive all night to keep her warm in time. It's frozen. The story of my life, I give her up. I spend her love until she's broke inside. The story of my life. Written on these walls are the colors that I can change. Leave my heart open.
We are as old as CBS Television's 60 Minutes news program. We are as old as George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. That was, 50 years. We're 50. We're 50. We're 50 years old. That is a huge, huge deal. I love that. We're almost as old as TV, sort of. We are older than color TV, and that's neat.
Had no one to pattern after because we were the first. So there was one classroom that had been converted into the studio with a glass window. The middle classroom had been converted into a control room, and then beyond that was another classroom where you teach the students.
We started the TV era at Washington High School. There was only a handful of us. We all graduated together. Bill Dewald was our camera and overall tech guru. A guy named Fred Hayden was our audio guy.
And it was really a speech class. There was no such thing as a TV class. That no one ever thought about that. So it was kind of an offshoot from the speech department. The original studio was pretty small. Of course, the old high school had tall ceilings, so that was beneficial. Great big lights. Not enough air conditioning, so it was very hot. And of course the control room was, by today's standards, just filled with this big old clunky gray metallic equipment. There were two studio style cameras. I think there was a third camera that was just like for extra stuff. And a very, very early switcher and a videotape recorder, one 1-inch videotape recorder. But it was the very beginning of that. We were doing something that you couldn't do.
Well, I remember actually coming to a program at the high school where there was some students videotaping a program in the auditorium, and I thought, that's pretty cool. I would like to be part of that. So when I came to the high school, I got involved with the WHS-TV.
I mean, you really think about it, what a revolutionary idea. It was the late 60s, and you wanted to broadcast stuff from the high school out into the community. And it was unheard of, to say the least. But the people at the high school believed, and the people at Massillon Cable Television believed, and before you know it, it actually happened.
I was probably the only one there. George Lehner and myself, probably, and Fred Hayden was another student, and we tried to just kind of get together and figure it out, make it work. And there really were no adults in the, other than the people from the cable company, and they really didn't understand it either. It was all very new.
We started out doing the morning announcement accent show on audio. And then when we started the TV component, we started out doing the accent announcements on TV. And you could actually watch that on Massillon Cable.
We added video to that, but it was initially, in the very, very early days, it was just graphics. We didn't try to put anyone on camera because we couldn't edit.
I don't know of anybody that's ever created a TV station for the community out of their high school the way Washington High School did.
We were producing, and we were announcing, and we were actually doing all the camera work for live programming.
But we were so fortunate to have the opportunity to do what we did. We had the support of our teachers, Mr. Cheney, who did telecommunications work, Mr. Mogus taught speech. We did work in Struts and Frets with Alan Dawson.
We thought we were really something because we were doing something that couldn't be done.
But when you go back to where it all began in high school, I was always so proud of what we were able to do at WHS-TV.
To take students from a small town in Ohio that doesn't really have any connection to like a Hollywood or a big city or something like that, and actually get people out in the industry that were, and those seeds were planted very early on as students, and they would grow. And we've got lots of people that that made it into the business, and that would not have happened had it not been for this high school TV thing.
Few, if any, have been able to recreate it, and I think that speaks volumes about the creativity that went into the program as it exists now.
We have been on the air longer than most TV stations, longer than most radio stations, and I don't even mean from a high school and college standpoint, I mean period.
The story of my life.
We really do have a lot of kids that have gone on and had successful careers. Not like making millions and millions of dollars, but certainly doing well, supporting a family and making a good living and enjoying what they do.
How this program has nurtured these young people, and so many of them have gone on into television and all kinds of communication work. And so it's really very gratifying that we've sort of started all this, and you people have carried it on so beautifully, so it's wonderful.
I think it's pretty special that they get some experiences like that, to stand in front of a camera, to edit something, to kind of get a sense as to how that industry works, learn a little bit about the magic behind the scenes. And it changes your life, the way you look at movies, the way you look at television, and the way you trust, a photograph, because you learn, how powerful like Photoshop is. You don't look at anything quite the same as you had before.
WHS has always been of, by, and for the students to learn how to produce television and now new media.
There's a lot of really, really talented people that have come through this program over the last 50 years, that are doing some really great things in television, radio, film, live entertainment, and they all got their start here. And they went a million different directions, but they all have that media arts component. None of that knowledge was wasted. They just used it in a different way.
WHS helped me in my professional career by giving me access to professional grade equipment. We had Avid when I was in school there, and to this day, Avid Media Composer is what I work on for all of the shows that I do. And it was a huge leg up for me having access to the type of equipment that I'd be working on professionally in Los Angeles. And I didn't realize it when I was there, but it was such a huge help to me and really gave me the edge when I came out here and already knew what I was doing on the system.
I think that it was a very great opportunity for me to get to know the industry of teleproductions. In my personal life, I've gone on to do public speaking and things like that, and that had a lot to do with being on camera and that.
Personally, just the development that they had, it was all about, they had deadlines, they kept us on task, they were adamant that things were done at times. It was just accountability was the key, and you have to learn that, and they did such a great job of instilling that in all of us. That's something that whether you're going to stay in broadcast or stay in this sort of field or not, you have to have that professionally in your career. You have to have that level of professionalism and ability to work with people and meet deadlines and go through all those things. So that was the part that was the most invaluable to that. It really prepared prepared me for careers down the road.
I think it's given me a drive to be better and keep on doing things no matter how many times you fail.
Teleproductions ended up helping me a lot in my career because it set me on the path. Initially, like I said, I wanted to be a game programmer, so I took the class in order to learn lighting techniques, storytelling techniques, and editing techniques to improve how I told a story through a video game.
So if it wasn't for this class, I never would have gone to Full Sail. I never would have got to work on Keeping Up with the Kardashians or The Real World or those shows that they a lot of those really bad reality TV shows that they make out there.
Been on the air on a lot of different call signs, and it wouldn't have been possible if it weren't for WHS-TV and especially Mr. Sheets. Mr. Sheets was really a big influence on me. He was a big influence in my career. And Mr. Dewald as well. Mr. Dewald brought the technical side of things. Mr. Sheets brought the creative side of things, and really fostered that and nurtured that within me. And I owe them a debt of gratitude for that.
Public presentation is still a huge part of a successful career, regardless of whether it's in sales or in communications or whether it's corporate life or running your own business. You have to be, you get great skill, great mileage out of learning how to talk to people, and you certainly do that in this program.
I learned a lot of technical stuff. I learned how to run a camera. I learned all the different departments. I learned what white balance was, and I learned the basic terms. So when I went to college, it definitely helped me because I was ahead of where a lot of other people were. I knew the fundamentals of what I needed to do in order to do my job that I do now.
Giving students access to the tools they need to get a head start in the industry is really cool, and you just don't see that really anywhere else. For a little town in Ohio, Massillon punches way above its weight.
Always a deadline. It's a time frame. You got to get it done, and you got to always look at every detail too. I think it's made me more detail oriented too. Always questioning, is this right? I don't know if this is right. Let's look at this again and see. No, it's not right. Glad we double checked things, because it's a matter of, in this business, if it's not right, someone's going to notice it and it's going to look off.
All that television work and all that comfort level started at WHS-TV.
Basic knowledge and the basic skills that come with organizing a group of people to produce something, to think in an orderly fashion and put those sorts of things together, or those who are on the other side in front of the camera, the courage that it takes to stand up and look, whether it's the television camera in the eye or the person you're interviewing in the eye, and sort of take that bold step and say, okay, I'm going to say something to a group of people.
But I got to do a lot of stuff. I got to be in the offices. I got to meet the executives. I got to go to the Real World house. That was kind of neat in 2007.
I've been nominated for an Emmy for one of the shows I work on, which is Central Florida Spotlight, and some of the other ones have been, I've worked on several films, and they were really fun to work on. They've been Battleship, 21 Jump Street, and Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2.
Won a lot of awards for sports broadcasts and journalism awards, and studying journalism, studying writing, studying speech, and having the hands-on communication skills honed in when you started in high school. I mean, you can't say enough about what that experience does for you later in life.
My work on Freak Show for AMC, my work on Spartan Ultimate Team Challenge for NBC, and my current work on American Ninja Warrior for NBC. I've been a professional television editor for over a decade now. It's a really, really challenging career. I've spent 90-hour weeks, 80-hour weeks back-to-back working on shows when we're up against a deadline, but it's also been a very rewarding career.
Got the opportunity to be able to join the union, become a union member. That was a huge thing for me. That meant that I actually had a solid career in this field. And the other one would be working on Warner Brothers backlot. That was a huge one for me. When I got that phone call that I actually got to work at WB, that was a big moment for me. I was extremely excited about it. It was one that I always wanted to work at. I've definitely got to work at a lot of the major studios now, and it's a good feeling.
Very cool to think that, you're in the same room as somebody like Barack Obama. He's just right over there. You're in the same room. George W. Bush, he was currently sitting president, and he was in the same room as me. I mean, who am I? I'm just some kid from Massillon. But here I am, and I'm able to do that. And to me, that's just really impressive, and I could not have done that if it weren't for WHS Teleproductions.
Moved to LA, worked on Planet's Funniest Animals, a reality show called Don't Forget the Lyrics with Wayne Brady. I worked on that OJ confession thing that they just released a couple weeks ago. They supposedly damaged the tapes, and here it is, which is, to me, is crazy. 13 or so years later, I'm on the OJ thing. Worked on Real World, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, a lot of the Buna Murray stuff that they do.
You don't do it by yourself, certainly, and you look back at the people that you've worked with and the people that you've met along the way.
The best part of this is that, we all had to work together, no matter what. It was just, no matter who you were friends with, no matter what, we all worked together, and everybody was just there to be a team in order to get what we needed to get done.
Friendships that last to this day. I'm still in touch with a number of classmates and colleagues from WHS-TV. It's been years, and we're still in touch, which is just absolutely a wonderful thing.
My experiences there and with that program have showed me what it was like to be part of a team and to be a professional. And whether you're in broadcast or you're in another career field or anything you're doing, that's so extremely vital. And I think I've been able to take those lessons with me, moving forward.
It is a collaborative thing, so in order to really kind of get out there, stay who you are, stay humble, stay sweet, and jobs will find you.
I watch some of your current broadcasts, and I am so envious. I mean, it would have been so cool to have had that equipment and that technology back in the day.
The students have a much better chance of having their work seen by either the general public or down the road a potential employer. Absolutely. All we had was the old high school TV channel before. Now we've got all the social media aspects. We have our Facebook page, we have our YouTube channel. And everything that goes along with that.
In the case of WHS-TV, tremendously successful because we can see the product is seen every day by people in the community, and they applaud it. So the students do a wonderful job. The administrators and the instructors do a great job of teaching. it's kept pace with technology and with the change of the communications environment. So it's been a very successful program.
You can't fake history and you can't make up history. So to be legitimately, genuinely part of that program from a student standpoint and then come back as an instructor standpoint and have that kind of history. I mean, I didn't start this, but it's almost like an Olympic torch. You have the opportunity to carry or help carry that torch, even if I'm here for whether it's 1 year or 30 years. The point is, you were here, and it went forward because of your contributions.
Congratulations to WHS-TV. I've always been proud of my hometown. I've always loved my school. And I'm so proud of what we were able to achieve in telecommunications and what everyone at that school has been able to continue to achieve.
Open up the champagne, pop.
This is WHS-TV.
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 Your story starts here.
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 And your story starts here.
Your story
starts here.
Starts here. This is WHS-TV. Your story starts here.
It's my house.
Perfect. Good.
I know you moved on to someone new.
Brandon, that was a fantastic job that you just did on that high note. I want more of that. Where'd you go, tenors?
Leaving to find my soul. Told her I had to go. And I know it ain't pretty.
I will always love you.
Us both turn cold. Oh, I know it ain't pretty when two hearts get broke.
Brady, what do you do? I'm just chilling. Why? Oh.
I hope someday we'll sit down together and laugh with each other about these days. All our troubles we'll lay to rest and we'll wish we could come back to these days.
I like this song. I like the boys that only go in one direction.
These days, yeah. I hope someday.
Who's the best class in this building?
218, come on now.
218, that's what I'm saying.
About these days, all our troubles will lay to rest.
Means that some knucklehead went out on a Friday night and cracked a cold one with the boys. Except the boys were fish. Brilliant.
These days.
Now, this is a scam if I've ever seen one. This is purple. And I'm a bit upset. Gordon Ramsay would not bear the shame of this one.
Like a pastime, I could cry you a river, get you baptized. Or I wasn't ready to act.
Travis just broke up with me. I know some songs that'll help you out.
When you're gone.
This is the tool to remind us who we are and that we are not alone when we're walking in the dark.
I hope someday.
Cold never bothered me anyway.
All our troubles will lay to rest.
around the corner and not expect to be on accent.
I hope someday we'll sit down together and laugh with each other about these.
If we can't see air, can fish see water?
I'm already done with these questions.
To rest and we wish we could come back to these days, these days.
It was a fantastic, amazing drop of cascading pastel-colored orbs. It was phenomenal.
These days.
I believe that we will. I believe that we will. I believe that we will win. 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 I believe that we will win.
We were gonna move to Brooklyn, you were gonna study art. Love is just a tool to remind us who we are, and that we are not alone when we're walking in the dark.
I hope someday we'll sit down together and laugh with each other about these days.
Like just making something and having people go, wow, that's really interesting. It means the world.
We wish we could come back to these days, these days. We wish we could come back to these days, these days, these days.
I joined cosmetology because I've always loved coloring hair and different colors and makeup.
I joined media because I've always had a passion for all things related to media.
I've always had a passion for teaching other people, especially topics that I'm interested in.
I want to pursue a career as an orthopedic surgeon. And so when I saw that we had this class, I immediately circled it on my schedule and was excited to join.
This class has made me better because it made me very responsible.
I like the relationships that I've developed in this class. The girls that are in here with me, I've really grown close with all of them.
I joined this class because I enjoy helping others and I want to make a difference.
Even like just making something and having people go, wow, that's really interesting. It means the world.
It was just a really good environment to be in. It was real hands-on, and it was just something I really wanted to do.
I joined the construction trades to gain experience in the job I want in the future.
Everything that this class has taught me will account for my career in the future.
Before I came to this class, I was unemployed, and Ms. Markley helped me get a job.
I'm going to use what I learned in manufacturing in order to better decide my career.
It gave me more knowledge on cars and gave me plans to go in the auto industry.
Massillon CTE works for me.
Massillon CTE works for me. Massillon CTE works for me.
Massillon CTE works for me.
Works for me.
For me.
For me.
For me. Massillon CTE works for me.